good morning, everyone, and welcome to the ICC Academy for the two-day game of Lancashire Lightning's pre-season match versus Loughborough University. And let's take a look at this track. Well, we already know that Lancashire have decided to bat first, and look at the surface. Very green, looks exactly like the outfield. It looks like a snooker table out here, so it's going to be tough going for the Lancashire batters in the first hour or so. That ball is going to nip around. There's going to be good carry, so the Loughborough boys will enjoy having a bowl here. I think a good target on this surface, perhaps 250 plus, anything above that will be a good score to defend. And it looks a very, very lively surface indeed. Let's see, it's going to be a lot of fun. And we're all set for the two-day game between Lancashire Lightning and Loughborough University. To my left are the two captains, Dane Villas and Jack Nightingale of Loughborough. Dane, let's have a chat with you first. You've basically decided to bat first today. It's a practice game, so looking at the deck, how is it looking so far?
Yeah, the decks have been great. Just looking at the nets and everything, they've been fantastic, as it always is here. Looking for a good wicket. It's a lot of green on it, but I don't think in this heat and these conditions it'll hopefully seam around too much. But yeah, it's good to get a chance to bat on it first, get the batsman hopefully a good run, and everybody gets a good opportunity. And I know it's going to be good because they got some good bowlers and they're going to be very good. So looking forward to it.
And of course, you've been here for a week plus now in Dubai, in the UAE already. How's it been going so far?
Yeah, slightly different. We're coming home from Manchester. Obviously the cold conditions there and coming out to this incredible heat and everything's been fantastic. But it's exactly what we wanted. We want to come out here, get a good run around, be outdoors every single day, which is what we've got. So it's been really good. We're very happy.
And of course, you've already played one white ball game, but it's over to the red ball stuff. It's going to be the Dukes cricket ball. How do you think it's going to behave on these tracks?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think the Dukes cricket ball is one of the better ones around the world, so we're looking forward to it. And it's going to seam and stuff. It's a good conditions for bat and against ball, so I think it'll do well. But I think the pitch will play nicely as well. So, and exactly what we want. We want to have opportunities to play red ball cricket because that's what we've got coming up in the next couple of weeks, or actually the next 6 weeks really when we get back home. So we're looking forward to it. And like I said, it's always good to get out here and have a run around against some bowlers.
Right, then best of luck for the two-day game.
Thank you, Matt.
Jack Nightingale, captain of Loughborough University. It's your post-COVID, it's your first tour overseas. How does it feel to take on a top-quality opposition?
Yeah, look, we're really grateful to be out here. It's a great opportunity for our lads to compete against a top-class county. So, yeah, look, we're really looking forward to it. We've got some good lads in the scheme, and yeah, it's going to be nice to get a good run out.
And it's going to get pretty spicy, pretty hot out there, and you're having a bowl first. Have you had a thought about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's taken a while to get used to conditions. It is pretty hot out here. But we spent a good few 6-7 days out here, so yeah, ready to go. Just going to have to manage workloads and make sure guys get short spells and manage the heat. But no, it's a great opportunity, and the lads are raring to go. Yeah.
Well, you said you've been here for a week. What have you lads been up to?
Yeah, we've had a good couple of training sessions. We've been down at the Jebel Ali Sports Centre, which has been nice. Yeah, got some good sessions in. Had a white ball game which went well, and the lads got a good run out. So yeah, as I said, we put the work in, and now we're just ready to compete and give it a good crack and yeah, go up against a top first-class county.
Right, then best of luck for the next 2 days.
Cheers. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Right then, news from the centre is that Lancashire Lightning will be batting first. It's a two-day game, so it's going to be 90 overs a side. So first they're going to bat first on day one, and on day two, Loughborough University will have a hit. We'll see you in the comm box. So let's take a look at the highlights of the first session then. Immediately you could see there was something in the air and off the deck, but anytime they strayed down the leg side, Jennings and Balderson were in complete control. This was a lovely attempted delivery there. This was a nice shot. The first boundary of the day cracked away behind point. In complete control, Jennings. And that solid punch. Good fielding at mid-on. Just squirting away from him, and then eventually running down the hill. And anything on the pads, well, both batters looked very proficient. No deep square leg in place. Excellent clip off the pads. So once they realized they were not getting anything off the deck, they tried to bowl a lot straighter. This was nicely glided between the slip cordon and gully. Very quick outfield indeed. No chance for the fielders at all. Gus Miller, Joe Everett, Ali Frost, they all kept plugging away. This was one shot slightly out of control from Balderson, hit in the air. Thankfully, nobody at gully there to snaffle it up.
Yeah, there'll been a mix-up day for both these batters. Just two chances, both of them going down from Keaton Jennings, but then George Balderson looked unstoppable with his drives. He's been really doing fine job with the bat. This was a brilliant delivery that was just extra bounce, and again not in so much control. Jennings getting some boundaries. That's been very good first session. It's been excellent batting display from both the batters, and the bowlers was just managing to get some extra bounce from the surface. Really good work between the bowlers. Ali Frost tried his every bit just to get the wicket, but just could not manage to get anything on it. So it's 90 runs on board. We're just having a lunch break. We'll be back in shortly. It will be a 40 minutes break, and we have got a lot of entertainment for you guys. Just keep sitting next to your screen. You'll see plenty of interviews.
How Emirates have supported us on our journey. You go back to 2012, the club had lost 9 million in 4 years. The development programme was under legal action. The club had no money, and a club of 150 or 7 years standings had never been in that position. It was. Emirates supported our vision back in 2013, and we sold them a vision because it wasn't a reality. We sold them a vision that was, this is where we want to take Lancashire cricket, and we want to take Old Trafford to become Emirates Old Trafford. And actually, that to us is going to be much, much more than a name on a stadium. And Emirates bought into that. They supported us at a time when we were selling a dream, and into that dream. And now we have a 60 million redeveloped stadium. We're about to knock down the Red Rose building and do a 100-bed extension and members' facilities. And Emirates is a key part of that. The money that they've invested in the club year on year for the last 10 years has absolutely, without doubt, helped us to be the club that we are. So Emirates are massively important. And then quickly, from a women's programme, elite women's sport is at a space now commercially in the UK. It's really starting to take off. From a commercial perspective, men's elite sport is a very saturated and mature market, and you can get certain gains, but from an accelerated commercial value perspective, women's elite sport really gives you a unique opportunity. And we saw last year with the Women's 100 live on BBC, the platform that provided for some of our women's elite cricketers. Kate Cross hitting the first 6 ever in the 100, that'll be a quiz question in the future. Looking at her doing her ramp shots, although I don't think her brother Bobby taught her those. But the point is, you've got Sports Breaks, who are now the main sponsor, the shirt sponsor of our women's setup, and without Rob Slauson and Sports Breaks, we wouldn't be able to invest as what we do in the women's programme. And Hilton actually invested cash into supporting the women coming out to UAE, and commercial sponsors are now recognising the real value that elite women's sport can provide, and I think that's only going to grow.
Absolutely, as we've seen in the last couple of years. And let's quickly touch on 2022 at Emirates Old Trafford. Tell us what we've got in store this year.
It's going to be a quiet one this year, Warren. We've never had in 10 years 2 one-day internationals and a test match. We've got a full blast programme, and top 4 for the blast: Liam Livingston, Phil Salt, Joss Butler, Tim David. I don't know who goes 1 and who goes 2, 3, 4, but I'm going to go out there and make a big call. I think you're going to struggle to find a top 4 elsewhere in the country that can beat that. And then we've got the 100, and we've got 5 concerts. So, and I know you're a big Harry Styles fan, so but no, it's going to be a very busy year. And on top of all that, we've got construction. So it's the operations team want to kill me, but it's in life, as you know, when you're a player, you've got to keep moving forward. You've got to keep moving forward, because the moment you stand still, you know, that's kind of the end really. And we look at why are partners supporting us? Because we're moving forward. We're leading on the women's programme. We're leading on development of the stadium, and now it's very much a case of, you know, get involved with Lancashire Cricket and Emirates Old Trafford, and there's fantastic opportunities.
Number 1 in the county championship, the winner of the T20 Vitality Blast, the women winning everything that they can do in women's cricket. That is the baseline that we need to get. Daniel Gidney, CEO of Lancashire Cricket and Emirates Old Trafford, thank you very much for joining us. It's always great to catch up. Don't forget your factor 50. It's about 35 degrees here, and enjoy the rest of your trip.
Thanks, Warren.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the ICCA here in Dubai, here at Sport City. We've had Phil Salt, we've had CEO of the club, Daniel Gidney. Delighted to be to leave the best till last. Delighted to be joined by Phoebe Graham, a new recruit for Thunder. First time in Dubai, Phoebe?
Yes, first pre-season tour for me, so really enjoying it and getting used to this heat.
Great opportunity for the ladies to get out there, show the skills, new conditions, hot conditions. How are they coping up?
It's been great, to be honest, and to also just be playing cricket makes such a difference at this time of year, to practice your skills out in the middle, because we spend a lot of time indoors and it makes a huge transformation to our game to get out there and practice those skills.
If it's anything like the lads team, you know, you spend all that time, as you've mentioned, in the indoor cricket facility at Emirates Old Trafford to get out there on a wonderful wicket, a wonderful outfield. How important is that at this time of the year?
It's so important because I think it really helps with the tactical side of the game as well. Indoor there's only so much you can do, but when you're facing that opposition you go back into performance mode, and that's what the game's all about. So yeah, it's made a significant difference, and I think it'll really help us prepare for the season. Really
interesting that the fact that you've done all your fitness work, all your strength and conditioning, you get out into 35 degree heat and running a 3. Does that prepare you for that?
Yeah, I mean, I hope so, but bowling...
You're not to run many 3s at the minute.
Yeah, no. But yeah, bowling, it's been hard work in the heat. And I think, again, it's taking your mind out of those technical things you've been working on throughout the winter and actually getting into performance mode, which is really good to be out here and just practising that.
A great new signing for the Thunder. A new start, a new beginning, new challenges?
Yeah, definitely. It's been good out here leading the attack with the girls and just getting used to the new team dynamic, coaching group, and yeah, I've really enjoyed it so far.
You're one of the senior members of the team. You've come in as a senior member. It's a very, very young squad that we've got here in the UAE and in Dubai. Are they looking up to you?
I think so. I hope so. I mean, who knows, really? But I think with that, it's really trying to provide clarity to the girls and clear those fuzzy brains, and that's something I'm working on in my own game, but trying to be calm, collective as much as possible. You know,
you've played in the big games, Phoebe, and a lot of the girls have not been into that environment before. I suppose the help that they'll get from you with just little snippets of advice and calming words are important.
Yeah, definitely, and it's been really clear on what your role is, what your plans are, and I know a lot of the girls are still in that sort of technical mindset rather than what is your game, and that's what's really exciting, to be out here and learn where your super strengths are and making sure you're playing to them as much as possible.
Brilliant. We've got an excellent coach in Paul Shaw, who's attention to detail in everything he does. Have you found working with Shawsy?
Yeah, Shawsy's great. Brilliant, because you work on all aspects of your game as well, so it's not just bowling, it's batting, fielding. And yeah, that attention to detail's huge in the game. So yeah, it's been great working with the coaching staff.
Do you know, we talk about the diversity element to the women's game and how it's developed over the last 3 years since the Super League started. This here is a real breakthrough for women's cricket, having the same environment, the same facilities and the same opportunities that the men's team do.
Yeah, it's been absolutely brilliant from that perspective. And I think you can feel the one club mentality from Lancashire, and as a female player that's just elevates a lot of pressures and stresses. A lot of the girls have part-time jobs, full-time jobs to facilitate the cricket, as they're not contracted at the moment. So to have that space for 8 days for us all to grow and develop as a squad and also focus on our cricket makes a big difference, because that's a real privilege for us female athletes that are sort of still trying to get by in a way.
Yeah, that's really good to hear. 3-match series against the UAE team. It's finally poised, one game all. Sadly got beat in the last game. Where will we look to improve to try and take the third game?
I think being a bit more clinical with our bowling attack, that's something that we'll work on. And again, with our batting, being really clear on our plans going into bat and having that positive intent. I think there were some real positives to take from the game today. 4 run-outs, really great attitude in the field. So I think it's just keeping the ball rolling forward in the right direction.
Fantastic. Phoebe, thanks very much for joining us. I know you'd be really keen to get out there, and I wish the girls all the very best. I think Thunder are batting first in this last game.
Very good.
One thing's for certain, I think you'll all sleep tonight, back-to-back 2020 games.
100%. Brilliant. Thanks a lot, Heggie.
Thanks for joining us.
Let's quickly have a look at the highlights of the day. The last session, the third session here, that was how the things started. That was Phil Salt. Show all the way. This was a brilliant shot. All along the ground, beautifully driven from the back foot. It's pure timing on that. The timing was very key. This was the wicket. Wicket number 2. Liquid got dismissed there. And since then it's been absolutely non-stopping show between Danny Lem and Phil Salt. Both of them done really well to keep the scoreboard ticking. They were finding the boundaries at the regular intervals. Every over was almost getting punished. A single delivery, anything loose and out on their way, it was certainly punished towards the boundary line. We have seen few sixes also from Phil Salt. Is absolutely up to it, and the monster hits towards the onside as well. There's crackers all around the ground. Some brilliant piece of fieldings were there, but just could not enough to stop the inning of Phil Salt, who was just unstoppable. Magical knock. This is the knock you don't see every day until unless it's Phil Salt who's operating. This was the shot of the day. This was a great shot from up. And this was easy picking on down the leg side. That Buzz was asking for the punishment. Catch one. Excellent show. That was just missed the wicket. And Shah's at the stumps also. All together, that is the 100. And he was very happy to get this one. Pre-season friendlies. But yes, it all counts when it comes to finding. This was a catch of the day. Excellent catch. It was just timed it well, but was in the air for just a bit of a time. And then just a show of Phil Salt along with Denny Lamp. Both of them just kept on mounting in the scores. Good flow of the runs all around the ground. That was brilliant shot, and the fielder tried his every bit to stop that one from running towards the boundary line, but just could not jump on it on time. Straight shots. That was quick. That was quick even on the replay. If you see on a slow motion, you just can't stop that. Timings were special. We have seen that there was a new ball also taken. They were trying their every bit to take wickets and stop somehow. But then those were the last big hits from Phil Salt towards the onside. He hit 2 maximums on that region. Now that was excellent show from Phil Salt. He'll be proud. His entire team is proud for him. The good start of the season. Red cherry for him was a less than a half chance, but good efforts by the fielder. I've tried there every bit. Yeah. Good show. Good day. The last session. indeed goes to its Lancashire Lightnings. Deserves the last show.
Thank you very much, Abid. I'm right here with the man of the hour, the man of the moment, Phil Salt. Phil, your first game with the red rose on your chest, and you've washed 100 brilliant innings.
Yep, great to be in the kit, great to be here with the lads. It's been a long winter, so it's good to finally catch up with everyone. And as days go, that's as good as days you'll have pre-season wise, I guess.
And of course, we saw. Let's talk about the pitch first. How did it play? Like, it looked pretty green. It looked like it'd be friendly for the bowlers, but then when you got out there, it was pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I think the lads said up top it was sort of nipping about, but then Keats and Balderson wouldn't have made you think so. The way they played really well, and then it just sort of flattened out as the day went on. And you know, when I went in, it wasn't really doing too much, which is always nice when the writing's off the ball.
Well, we know all about your quality against the fast man, but the way you handled spin, especially in the third session, that's something that we've seen that you've developed recently, or it's always been in you?
I guess it's always been in me. As you play, you get a bit more experience and you understand your game a bit better and understand what you need to add and what you need to ditch. So yeah, I guess that's something just getting better with age.
And well, we saw you didn't ditch that hook shot for 6, hit a couple of those as well. That must have felt nice.
Yeah, definitely. That's probably where I want seamers to come short. So yeah, I didn't think he'd go again after the first one.
And of course, let's talk about the pre-season tour itself. After COVID, it's been the first time that the men's and women's teams of Lancashire have been coming overseas for a tour. In Dubai, you've played a lot of cricket here, and good to be back here. It must be a lot of fun.
Yeah, the boys love Dubai. It's always good. So no, the boys have had a whale of a time so far, and hopefully we're going to keep on enjoying it for the rest of the trip.
Right, then a fabulous performance today, and best of luck for the remainder of the tour and for the county season.
Brilliant, thanks mate, cheers.
Right, then that is Phil Salt, the man of the moment. Fabulous performance, and that's the conclusion of day one of this two-day game here between Lancashire Lightning and Loughborough. Join us tomorrow as the Loughborough lads take on the Lancashire Lightning bowlers at 10 a.m. local time. We'll see you then. Good evening.